The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Thursday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And a very, very warm day yesterday. Will we see two in a row?
Another warm day today. It won't be nearly as warm as yesterday, but we're looking at upper 70s, low to mid 80s. So still the sun will be shining for much of the day. We're tracking some rain showers later on, maybe some thunderstorms, but again, much of the day looks dry. In fact, early out there this morning, it is a warm summer-like start to your day today. A lot of the area waking up in the upper 50s, low 60s. As a matter of fact, Ithaca dropped a degree. It hit 70 earlier this morning, so around 5 a.m. or in fact 4:30 or so, it was at 70 degrees down in parts of the southern tier. Downtown Utica, a live view outside right now. Again, some faded wildfire smoke way up in the sky, but again, for now, looking at mainly dry conditions. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, same story. It's dry this morning. We are tracking that rainfall out west, but this is not heading east. It's pretty much heading north. So it's going to take a while for this to reach us, but it will as we head to this evening. But again, much of the day today will be entirely dry. Still plenty of sun, summer feel today. Storms roll through late this evening, and we do have some better news for Saturday's weather. If you have any plans, we'll have the latest forecast and latest trends on how that rainfall is shaping up coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks, and don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Former Rome Mayor Jim.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Time now is 5:10. As you head out the door today, temperatures begin pretty warm in the 60s already and will climb into the 70s and eventually 80s again this afternoon. It's going to be a mostly dry day today. We are tracking some storms, but they don't really appear to arrive until much later this evening. A look at some area roadways right now from across our area. You can see, of course, mainly dry conditions, and on our traffic tracker, mainly green across the board for all of central New York. So the radar right now is dry. Expect dry conditions for your morning commute. Temperatures again in the 60s. Might not need a coat today. This afternoon, we'll see those high temperatures climb into the 80s. Rain will begin to develop between roughly 5, 6, 7, 8 p.m. And we'll track the more detailed timing of that, plus, again, the trends for that weekend forecast in a few minutes. Gary?
Thanks. June is Alzheimer's Awareness Month.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. We are looking at another sunny start to your day today. It's a warmer start than yesterday. Temperatures already in the 60s. A live look outside in downtown Utica right now. The weather is feeling very summer-like out there. We begin with temperatures again at 60. The dew point of 59. It definitely feels muggy out there this morning, almost as if we're entering Florida weather at this point. Of course, we are entering summertime either way in a few short weeks. But here's a look at the Yorkville Battery live radar. Again, dry conditions this morning. And as you look ahead throughout the day today, we're going to see an end to this stretch of dry weather and a return to rain chances. As we're not expecting complete washouts, but within these showers, it could be some heavier rain and downpours, especially by late this evening and tonight and for parts of Friday. Now, of course, the main focus is the weekend. Will we see another damp weekend? And I'll give you the short answer is yes. We will see a rainy Saturday, but not a washout, and I'll show you why. So today, though, I want to clarify that we have some slow-moving storms rolling through in the late evening. They have a level 1 in 5 chance of turning severe, as you can see here. So just a heads up that we're closely monitoring some of these showers and storms that roll through. And if anything does get warned, of course, you can download the Storm Tracker 2 weather app right below me, scan it with your phone, and it'll send you warnings directly to your phone if any storm does turn severe. So We are in the midst of this warm surge here. Again, the leading edge of that cold front still to our west. Eventually, it pushes through this evening and tonight, and it turns somewhat stationary. It wobbles north and south. So because of that, we're going to be dealing with some sporadic on and off rainfall between now through Saturday morning. Again, there'll be dry periods here and there, but we're not out of the woods entirely for rainfall, and it depends on exactly where that front wobbles, north or south, when it comes to how much rain we could see. But notice here, some of that rain actually pushing its way east. By 4 p.m. Saturday, we're thinking that rainfall moves through in the morning and we gradually dry out by Saturday afternoon. So on our Skycast here, again, it's a mainly dry day today. We'll see those showers and thunderstorms roll through this evening and tonight. And then by tomorrow, 6 a.m., lingering on and off drizzle, mix of clouds and sunshine, and then some thunderstorms in the evening. Heading into Saturday, we start out with temperatures in the 60s. Those rain showers will begin to roll through the morning. And aside from some lingering, or at least a sudden downpour, the evening here, 5 p.m., 70s, 60s, sunshine. So we do dry up a little bit by Saturday. Sunday, drier of the 2 weekend days. And overall, we're still remaining pretty average this time of year, 70s, mid-70s, which I think a lot of us will take now. And again, we'll keep a close eye on how Saturday shapes up. Hopefully for the better. Hopefully we get a lot more dry weather in the afternoon, especially for the wine in the wilderness.
Oh, yes, Saturday night.
Saturday.
Huh? Yeah, that's for sure. Eric, thanks. The Education Secretary wrapped up 2 days of tests again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore, and after a steamy day on Wednesday, will we see a repeat of the 3 H's here on Thursday? Meteorologist Eric Gage has that answer for us over in the Weather Center. Eric?
Yes, that's right. Another warm day. Pretty humid, pretty warm, in fact hot. And of course, a little bit of haze in the atmosphere as well. But look at the current temperatures. We are witnessing a warmer start today compared to yesterday. We begin in the 60s right now in the Mohawk Valley, and we'll continue to see that temperature climb throughout the morning as we see that south wind usher in that warmth and humidity. Live look at downtown Utica right now. Early this morning, it is a sunny start to your day today. Radar looking dry to our north and west is where we are tracking our next round of rainfall. But this is not heading east, it's heading northeast, which means that it's going to take a while for this to reach our area, roughly around sunset or maybe a little before it. So it's going to be a little bit before we reach that rainfall today. But again, we're tracking plenty of sun today. Rainfall arriving later on, and then again, this rainy pattern begins to move its way in. We're tracking on and off rain chances, but there is some good news. There is some, or at least better news when it comes to the rainfall on Saturday. The full details of that rain coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks, and don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. President Trump.
The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Welcome back to Sunrise this morning on this Thursday. Our photo of the day today takes us to a view of the fiery orange sun in Waterville. Shout out to Waterville and those of you who are watching from Waterville this morning. It was a photo, of course, not only of the sunrise or sunset. It wasn't clarified in the submission here, but there was a lot of red in the sky from that wildfire smoke. And again, if you're wondering how the sky and how the sun appears red during these smoky situations, I have an explanation on our social media pages. You can check them out. Going over what happened with the sky. So again, thank you to the anonymous submitter there. If you have a photo you'd like to share with us, you can send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. So today, the high temperature reaches the low to mid 80s again. Not nearly as warm as yesterday, but that humidity will also be a lot more noticeable as well. Tomorrow, a mix of sunshine and thunderstorms, 70s. The weekend, it starts out with rainfall Saturday. There is some good news when it comes to the rainfall trend later on in the day. I'll have a full detailed look at that weekend forecast, plus More detail look beyond coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Herkimer College played host to an
Most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Apologies if my voice sounds a little quiet, battling a bit of a sore throat right now, but I will give you that forecast today. We are tracking some sunshine this morning, a warm start today already. Let's take a live look at downtown Utica right now. Almost crystal clear skies. We do have the potential for that wildfire smoke haze in the atmosphere to pop up here as well today. But temperatures begin in the low 60s. It's a warm start to your day today. Also a muggy start to your day today, and that humidity will continue to rise throughout the morning and afternoon. So if you thought yesterday was humid, today will also be as humid or even a little bit more humid. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar showing quiet conditions here locally. Expect dry weather for pretty much the entire day today. But as we head into the evening hours in the overnight, around sunset, that's when some of these showers and storms begin to move in from an approaching cold front. And some of these have the potential of turning on the stronger side. Here's a list of the risks here. It's not a very high risk setup, nothing to really warrant an alert day, but just a heads up that we'll be tracking these throughout this evening, and if any of these turn severe, we'll of course have those alerts sent right to your phone by downloading the Storm Tracker 2 app right below me. So here's that cold front out west. It's expected to move its way east throughout the morning, or throughout the afternoon, I should say, and into tonight. It's going to take a while. It's a slow-moving front. In fact, once it moves into our area, it kind of wobbles north and south. It doesn't really exit central New York. So because of that, as you can see here, we've got some rounds of on and off rain over the next couple of days. Our best shot for rain will be Friday night and into Saturday. So on our Skycast today, plenty of sun, dry weather, temperatures already in the 80s. Then by the evening, you see those showers and thunderstorms begin to roll through. By tonight, things begin to turn a little more unsettled. Clouds, a mix of sunshine, on and off rain showers and downpours. Some thunderstorms arrive by Friday evening, and then Friday night, some lingering on and off showers. Saturday morning, initial rainfall. However, the better news for that forecast is that the rainfall begins to exit throughout the afternoon. And then by the evening, aside from an isolated downpour, things are mainly dry. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s. And so your 7-day forecast, excuse me. The Ride for Missing Children, thank you for the emailer who reminded me of that. I was completely forgot the Ride for Missing Children is tomorrow, but there are temperatures in the 70s. We'll be dodging some rain showers and thunderstorms as well. Much of that thunderstorm activity though happens in the afternoon, not the morning. And then Saturday morning showers, drying out in the afternoon, which is great news for the events in the evening.
It'd be nice to see 2 nice weekend days in a row for a change, right?
I hope so. I hope we get 2 days in a row.
Yeah, we got to get you some hot tea.
Yes.
That will help. The time right now is 5:53.
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here this morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And what a nice, warm morning out there for people who like to get out and walk.
Yes, I walked out this morning. It was already, it felt like it was a midsummer morning. It was really warm. You feel that humidity in the air. And the temperatures already in the 60s continue to climb throughout the day. A look at those current conditions out there. Again, we wake up this morning in the 60s already in the Mohawk Valley. Parts of upstate New York in the upper 60s, especially down toward Binghamton. But overall, a dry morning for much of the area. A live look at downtown Utica, same story. Plenty of sunshine. It is now entering almost day 4 of sunny skies, which of course will take that and run with it. Radar is dry. However, unlike the past few days, we're not going to remain dry for the entire day today. We are tracking this frontal boundary, this cold front out west. However, this is not pushing its way east. It's actually pushing north and east. So it's going to take a while for this to reach our area roughly after the evening hours between 5, 6, 7, 8 p.m. So again, summer feel in the air today, plenty of sunshine. Those storms pass over central New York late this evening. And we do have some better news for Saturday's weather. We'll have all that and more coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks, Ann. Don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Former Rome Mayor Jim.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Time now is 6:10, and early today we begin with sunshine, plenty of it. And it's a warm start today as well. Might not need that jacket heading out to work today. We begin in the 60s with dry conditions. You can see here on the traffic cameras across the area early this morning. Traffic tracker also looking quiet early today, and as we enter the afternoon, we will see a few more wispy clouds in the atmosphere, but of course a lot of this really is just from an approaching cold front that is still well outside of our area. You can see here on the radar things are dry. As you head out north of Lake Ontario, that's where that rainfall is at this point. And today, initially it's going to be dry. It remains dry for much of the afternoon. As we head into the evening hours, 5, 6, 7 p.m., that's when that rainfall begins to develop, and temperatures go from the mid to even potentially upper 80s down into the 70s and 60s overnight with some scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. So again, today it's a warm one, it's a humid one, and it's a hazy one. And we are tracking, of course, that rainfall for the next few days and the timing of it in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. June is Alzheimer's Awareness.
Swell your day. Watch for the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast and be ready for your drive to and from work. The Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast is brought to you by the Pratt Munson College of Art and Design. Visit Pratt Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity.
When you can't make it to Bremer's, you can make Bremer's come to you with same-day delivery.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. On this Thursday, we begin now with sunshine to start your day today. In fact, a live look at Oneonta. We begin this morning with not only sun, but hazy sun. A red sunrise out in the distance there, and the temperature already at 66 warm degrees in the city right now, and we're expected to see this temperature climb into the upper 70s, eventually the mid 80s by the mid-afternoon. The radar right now looking dry. We zoom out, we can see our next round of rainfall. This was pretty much on our doorstep of New York State for the past day or so, but it's finally going to start moving its way east. But as you can see here with the latest trends of this, that it's really not moving east too fast. It's going to take a while. So for much of the day today, expect dry conditions with rainfall and thunderstorms arriving late this evening, roughly between 5 and 8 p.m. You can see here the impacts of these storms. Level 1 out of 5 risk for any strong storms. So it's not a very high risk, but there is some concern today with the slow-moving nature of these things and just the overall instability in the atmosphere. They could fire up and produce some pretty heavy downpours. If any of these storms turn severe, of course, you can download the Storm Tracker 2 app right below me here, and it will give you notifications and alerts if a storm turns severe over your area. So today we begin with sunshine, plenty of it this afternoon. Those clouds begin to roll in, turning to some thunderstorms and showers by this evening. Now that front, as it moves its way east, it wobbles north and south, so we're not out of the woods with the rainfall, at least for much of the area over the next couple of days. But there's some good news at the end of the tunnel here when it comes to the weekend. So today, temperatures in the upper 70s, low 80s, eventually mid-80s in parts of the Mohawk Valley in the lowest elevations. By this evening, we will see some of those showers and thunderstorms begin to roll through. Then it's an unsettled day Friday. In the morning, maybe clouds, some on and off drizzle here and there. for the Ride for Missing Children. Again, the morning and early afternoon, really not impactful weather-wise. In the evening hours, with some thunderstorms begin to develop, and that sets the stage for the rainiest part of the stretch here, being Friday night and Saturday. Then by Saturday morning, these clouds and rain showers exit by Saturday evening. Aside from an isolated downpour, a lot of that rainfall exits, and we will be treated some sunshine. So again, when it comes to this weekend's forecast, we're going to be dealing with rainfall initially, but then that rain does taper off. Sunday is looking dry. Showers and storms arrive Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. But for now, it will enjoy lots of the sun and warmth today.
Golfers can get out today, right?
Yes, great golfing weather. Make sure you find some extra water bottles to stay cool and hydrated.
Eric, thanks. The Education Secretary wrapped up 2 days of testimony, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore. Could we see 2 steamy days in a row? Meteorologist Eric Gage, Overland Weather Center. And Eric, maybe just not as hot as yesterday, right?
Yeah, not nearly as hot, but the humidity definitely is something that will make it feel even warmer. In fact, it's a warm start today. A live look at these temperatures this morning. We are already in the low 60s in the Mohawk Valley, in parts of Oneonta, in the southern valleys, already in the mid to even upper 60s. It's a very warm and summery start to your day today, something we haven't really mentioned those words together in quite a while. A live look in downtown Utica right now. The sun is shining. Temperatures, again, still really warm, and overall these dry conditions are expected for the entire day today. For most of the day today, I should say, because by the evening hours, we're tracking this. Now, normally you see this rain out west and you're thinking this might arrive in a few hours, but this is actually moving its way north and east. It's going to take a while for it to reach central New York. So today, we're tracking that to arrive later on this evening. Besides that, plenty of sunshine across the board. We are also following some new changes in that forecast when it comes to Saturday and, of course, Sunday. And it could be some good news when it comes to rainfall, but we'll have all that and more coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. President Trump banning...
News Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery in Delhi.
The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Thursday. Our photo of the day today takes us to Waterville. Shout out to those of you watching from Waterville this morning. It was a photo submitted to us of either sunrise or sunset of the beautiful orange sun from the wildfire smoke. And you can see, of course, the clouds in the foreground there, and a great scene of the orange and somewhat reddish sun. And if you're wondering what causes that, we have a segment called Eric Explains on our social media platforms. You can check them out, of course, on Facebook, Instagram, and for my account, officially now on TikTok. I'm trying that out here as well. So again, if you have a photo you'd like to share with us, you can send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. The weather today, sunny, some storms in the late evening between roughly 5 to 8 p.m. Then it's relatively unsettled throughout the day Friday and then Saturday morning, but there is some good news when it comes to the weather Saturday and the Sunday. I'll have the latest trend in that forecast straight ahead. Gary?
Look at that. Sunshine on each of the next 7 days.
Yes, opportunity for that for the next 7.
Eric, thanks. Herkimer College played host to an...
Most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. On this Thursday, we are tracking plenty of sun as well as a warm start. You're going to head out this morning. It's going to feel like a midsummer morning out there. A live look in Oneonta. We begin at 66 degrees to start your day today. Some other spots, low 60s. Either way, the humidity is in the air. It feels like summertime out there. We're only a few short weeks away from it officially. A look at the Yorkville Battery live radar right now. Things are dry. We are looking at that southwesterly to westerly wind near the surface, but also that rainfall that we were tracking is staying to our north and east right now. Eventually it'll move its way into our area, but for now things remain entirely dry. When this arrives, this will be roughly between 5 to 8 p.m. This will usher in some showers, some downpours, maybe some thunderstorms that fire up as well. And you can see here in this dark green zone, level 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather. So it's not a very high risk, but there could be a storm or two that turns to the stronger side. So we are tracking this later on this evening, and if we have any storms that do turn severe, download the Storm Tracker 2 app right here on the screen. You'll get notifications of nearby lightning strikes and, of course, those downpours and thunderstorms. So, bigger picture, here's that cold front. It moves its way east into our area this evening, and it wobbles north and south. We're not out of the woods of rainfall the next couple of days, so hope you enjoyed the stretch of dry weather, because at least from now until Saturday morning, well, I should say not mainly now, maybe this evening until Saturday morning, these on and off rain chances will be possible. So today, temperatures upper 70s to as high as the mid 80s. This evening, 5 to 8 p.m., you see those showers and storms roll through. Friday morning, it starts out dry, maybe some passing showers. We're not tracking really any thunderstorm potential until the evening, especially between 3 and 5 p.m. Then that moves its way east, and by Saturday morning, some lingering rain passes through central New York. We eventually dry out. Sunshine moves in. You have any evening plans Saturday? Things are trending more on the dry side. There could be a stray downpour, but for much of the area, it's looking to be a dry end Saturday and a dry Sunday. So we could have a worse weekend. We could have cold and rain like last weekend, but this is not the case this week. So we'll track that rainfall ending, and then we'll have, of course, more sunshine on Sunday. We'll be right back.
Meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now. And Eric, a second straight hot day today.
Yeah, that's right. Sun is shining. Temperatures already in the 80s right now. In fact, look at those temperatures across the state. 81 in Rome, Hamilton in the 70s. A little bit of a cool down out in western New York. That's that frontal boundary slowly approaching, and it's going to take a while to reach us. But you can see here parts of the capital region, mid 80s, 86 in Poughkeepsie. Downtown Utica, another sunny day today near cloudless skies. And it's been just a blessing we've had since how cool and rainy May was, that we're finally seeing a stretch of warm and sunny weather. But again, this does come to an end tonight with the arrival of this front that moves in roughly between 5 to 8 p.m. These could fire up a thunderstorm or two, but the risk category for this appears to be on the low side. So here's your general 3-day forecast. We're calling for sunshine for the most part today, those storms late. Tomorrow, on and off morning rain and some afternoon thunderstorms, and then Saturday, some lingering rain, and we dry up later on in the day. We'll have a more detailed look at this and the timing of all that rainfall coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. No word yet from state.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Sun is shining out there today. Temperatures climbing into the eventual mid-80s already. A live look in Cooperstown. It's 84 degrees out there. It is warm. It is humid. It feels like midsummer. A long-awaited midsummer-like day out there today. And a live look at the radar, things are dry, our approaching frontal boundary, bringing rain showers and storms to our area, still out to our west. And a reminder that today we have a level 1 out of 5 risk for strong storms. These are not expected to be widespread. On and off thunderstorms could pass over us between the hours of 5 and 8 p.m. And as this front passes, we enter sunsets, and then, of course, these storms begin to fizzle out. Then turns to the overnight hours, where the storms will not be nearly as strong, maybe just a few lingering rain showers. Either way, the biggest concern, some gusty winds and some heavy rain. These storms will last maybe 15, 20 minutes. Something else to mention, too, the Ride for Missing Children takes place tomorrow. And I wish I had a nicer forecast. Well, the temperatures aren't too bad, but you will be dodging some on and off rainfall throughout the day. So just a heads up that make sure you dress accordingly, that you might get a little damp on the bike tomorrow. But again, great cause, and I'm glad that a lot of folks are still participating in this local event. Bigger picture, here's that cold front out to the west. It moves in throughout the overnight hours, and it wobbles north and south. It doesn't quite exit our area. So because of that, between this evening and Saturday morning is where weather is pretty much unsettled, with on and off rain and storm chances for pretty much the entire 3-day stretch. So here's a look at the skycast today. Plenty of sun this evening. You can see here some sudden downpours and thunderstorms roll through, then lingering rain overnight, turning to clouds, on and off drizzle tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, and maybe some storms that pass through the area by tomorrow evening. You can still see here temperatures in the 70s, low 70s, so it's not too bad temperature-wise. And then overnight, we dry out a little bit. We'll see additional rainfall early Saturday morning, but the latest trend has this rainfall exiting by, say, 12 to 2 p.m., with sunshine moving in later on in the day. So those of you that might be heading to, say, Wine in the Wilderness in Utica, well, the sun will likely be shining, and aside from a downpour north, the rainfall looks to end and remain dry as we approach Sunday. So your 7-day forecast, it's actually not too bad the next few days. Yes, we're saying goodbye to a consistent stretch of dry weather, but the temperatures aren't really fluctuating all too much. We're in the low 70s, upper 60s for pretty much the next 5 to 7 days, which I'll get behind. You know, it's 80. I do like 80-degree days, but I'll take 70s as long as it's no longer 50s and 40s. I think a lot of folks are agreeing with that.
70s are definitely comfortable.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. Well, the Trump administration. Gage joining us now. And Eric, another warm one out there. We're already in the 80s.
Yeah, it's another summer-like day out there today. A live look at those temperatures. We were in the, excuse me, low 80s in Rome, 82 in Hamilton, 86 degrees in Poughkeepsie. It is a very warm early afternoon across the area. Out in western New York, though, you see those 70s. That's where that cold front is moving in. And although the name kind of implies cold air, it just means cooler than the air that's present. In this case, 70s versus mid-80s, which I guess for a lot of you, that's not really too much of a cool down, going back down to average. Live look in downtown Utica right now. Blue skies across the board. Radar also looking dry. Here is that frontal boundary out to our west. It's expected to slowly move its way east into our area by this evening. A stray shower or downpour as we head into, say, 5 to 8 p.m. And within these, there could be a stronger storm or two. So that's what we're forecasting for today. Tomorrow, on and off morning rain, followed by some afternoon storms, high 75. And Saturday, 73, lingering rain drying up throughout the afternoon. We'll have a more detailed look at the timing of this rainfall and the temperature trend overnight as well coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. A large fire broke out this morning.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Lots of sunshine today. Warm temperatures already climbing into the 80s. A live look in Cooperstown. It is an 85-degree afternoon out there right today, and we are enjoying it. It's been quite the cool and rainy May, so as long as we had these days of June, we are definitely taking these days versus the other. Either way, I'll look at the Yorkville Battery live radar. We start out dry this afternoon. We zoom out to the west, where this approaching frontal boundary will be providing us with some on and off rain showers and thunderstorms later on this evening. Either way, with these storms, in fact, this was just recently upgraded about a few moments ago. Yellow includes parts of the southern valleys, including, say, Utica and south of the Thruway. This is for the concern of slow-moving storms producing some minor flooding concerns as well as some stronger wind gusts. So just a heads up that these storms will likely fire up this evening and into the overnight. When it comes to the Ride for Missing Children, which takes place tomorrow, I wish I could have a nicer forecast here. The temperatures are pretty nice, but you'll be dodging a few rain showers throughout the day, even some potential thunderstorms in the evenings. Just a heads up, tomorrow you want to make sure you prepare with things to keep yourself dry throughout the day. And again, a big shout out to this event here. I'm so glad this is still going on several years after. It's a great cause and a great event to be a part of. So, bigger picture, here's that cold front that moves its way east this afternoon and into this evening. We're seeing some sporadic rain showers and thunderstorms, and it continues with this on and off storm potential throughout the evening and overnight. Then, by tomorrow, storm activity winds down, but it still remains pretty unsettled. And what we're tracking, though, is this frontal boundary that's somewhat wobbling, not really staying in place. So on our Skycast here today, temperatures are in the 70s and 80s. We're going to see those showers and storms roll through by tonight. Overnight lows falling only into the 60s. Tomorrow, another warmer day, the upper 60s, low 70s. Sporadic rain and sudden downpours, followed by the arrival of some thunderstorms in the evening. Then lingering on and off rain overnight, lingering rain Saturday morning, and then the rainfall tapers off by the afternoon, roughly 2 to 4 p.m. That's when those clouds begin to exit and sunshine moves in. Yes, there could be a stray downpour north of the Mohawk Valley, but much of the area will be dry. And so your 7-day forecast, the next few days, yes, there will be some rain and storm chances, but for the most part, those temperatures remain pretty warm. Looking at highs in the low to mid 70s with drying conditions throughout the weekend, by the way. Sunday moves in with sunshine, and then, of course, we'll see some more rain chances return Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Gary?
Eric, thanks. We are back with news.
Our Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis tracking some changes, though.
Yeah, the weather's going to be great for at least the next couple of hours. We are looking at a few thunderstorms that will be arriving later this evening, closer to sunset, so 8 o'clock-ish is when we expect this line to the west to arrive. These are slow-moving storms, but they are packing a punch out in western New York. This is even west of Syracuse. These will generally push to the east, and at the current course that they're going, this will be mainly across the southern valleys, but they could briefly impact the Mohawk Valley too. But again, this is not until, say, 8, 9 o'clock this evening. Beautiful day, 83 degrees. The big change, this number right here, that's the dew point. 67, it feels very humid. Biggest difference between today and yesterday is that number. The showers and storms will be lingering as we head into tonight as well as Friday. This front stalls and it produces additional wet weather tomorrow. Most of the weekend's rain-free. I think we'll start out with showers Saturday, so the streak will continue, but most of it looks pretty good. Comfortable temperatures ahead as well. Temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s this evening. Again, we're going to be tracking a couple of storms later in the evening. I've got to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Senior skip day turned violent at...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. A beautiful day today. The sun shining brightly throughout. We will see some changes in our weather, but it is going to slowly change. If you're looking to get out and enjoy this evening, the next couple of hours will be fine. But eventually, thunderstorms will catch up with parts of our area. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. And we're keeping an eye on a broken line of storms to the west. These are west of Syracuse. These are slow movers, so these are going to take a little while to get here. You can see these boxes here indicating severe thunderstorm warnings. A couple of these storms are packing a punch out towards the Finger Lakes, but this is the strongest time of the day, or at least the most amount of energy in the atmosphere, where we would call prime time for thunderstorms, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And so what I'm trying to say is, as these head east, they're going to weaken. As we get into the evening time, we lose the heating of the sun. And we could have a few rumbles of thunder, especially south of the Mohawk Valley, along with a few showers here heading into tonight. We'll have another chance of storms tomorrow. The overall risk looks low. Areas south and east of Utica look to see the best chance of getting a few thunderstorms. Gusty winds, locally heavy rain possible. Best chance of that happening tomorrow afternoon. With the weather being active in the summer, as it usually is, if you want a way to get weather warnings to your phone instantly, you can download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Biggest change in the air today is the humidity. The dew point is up into the mid-60s, and it is feeling very humid out there. First humid day of the season. The humidity drops back Friday, and we won't be dealing with it again heading into the weekend. We're not there yet. We're still in early June. It's not until the end of June and July that the humidity becomes very apparent. Westmoreland 83 degrees, 89 in Little Falls, 82 in Hamilton, 88 in Cooperstown, Oneonta 82. This cold front slides through tonight. It gets stuck, it stalls in our area tomorrow, and unfortunately that means a wet Friday. Scattered showers and a few thunderstorms tonight. Looks like the strongest weather will be south of the Mohawk Valley. Temperatures will drop into the low 60s tonight. Friday, showers in the morning, a few pop-up thunderstorms in the afternoon. It's not a washout, but there's going to be several chances for rain early as well as the afternoon. Temperatures climb into the mid-70s. Showers will be heading to the east tomorrow night. We could see a few lingering showers on Saturday, but the overall forecast has improved. It looks like just some wet weather early in the day, followed by hopefully some sunshine. Showers, a rumble of thunder tonight, low of 63. A few scattered storms tomorrow, 75. That's, of course, the ride for missing children as well, so we'll be dealing with that throughout Friday afternoon. Showers Saturday, 76. Sunday, sunshine, 75. So most of the weekend looks pretty nice. Rain returns along with thunderstorms Monday and Tuesday. Sunshine Wednesday and Thursday, highs in the mid to upper 70s.
Bill, thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Right.
They're common.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
So we're tracking the potential for a few thunderstorms that arrive later this evening. While the overall risk for severe weather is low, it's not zero, and we're always keeping an eye on things here. We think that if there's going to be any strong storms today, and I should say tonight, it's going to be south of the Mohawk Valley where the ingredients are a little bit more present. Some gusty winds are possible, locally heavy rain. The primary things that we'll be watching. Again, things look quiet. If you have any plans this evening, we're good for the next couple of hours. It's been a beautiful day. But again, keep in mind we're expecting at least a couple of storms tonight, primarily south of the Mohawk Valley. Temperatures will fall back into the 70s over the next couple of days. It'll feel a lot more comfortable than the past couple. We'll also see a drop in the humidity as well, but that also comes with the risk for some rain, especially tomorrow and into the start of the weekend. If you're heading out this evening to take the dog for a walk, again, the next couple of hours look good, but again, keep an eye on the radar here as we do expect a few thunderstorms to arrive. Bo from Utica is tonight's featured dog. If you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Back over to you.
Bill, thank you. What a fantastic day to launch.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening, a beautiful day. Outstanding sunshine. It was another warm afternoon and a lot more humid too. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are tracking thunderstorms to the west. These are slow movers, but our weather is going to change heading towards the evening time. The brunt of the strongest storms, at least the current track that they're taking, would take these just south of the Mohawk Valley. We're looking at primarily Madison, Shenango, Otsego County. And if these continue to strengthen, they end up turning right of motion. So again, the track should keep the bulk of these south of the Mohawk Valley. But again, southern valleys, Otsego County, Norwich, areas like Hamilton, you want to be on the lookout for these. They're slow movers. They won't really get here until near after sunset. We'll continue to keep an eye on these. More thunderstorms are possible tomorrow. Again, the overall risk for severe weather is low, but it's not zero. Some gusty winds are possible, locally heavy rain, primarily south and east of Utica. At least the risk is a little bit higher compared to elsewhere. A reminder, you can always track the weather on your phone. You can get instant alerts when severe weather is happening or if there's heavy rain or lightning nearby by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. I'm going to step off the picture here so that we get all the kids in this picture. Got a chance to visit Cooperstown Elementary School today. We got to talk to the class about weather and got took a lot of questions about weather satellites. It seemed to be the most popular topic of the day. And learned, got a chance to go through how big they are, what they do, how they get up into outer space. Yeah, they were very curious about them. But again, I want to give them a shout out today. If you're going to be cutting the lawn over the next couple of days, tomorrow is not a good day for that. We're looking at widespread rain, but the weather does improve for the weekend. In fact, even though we will technically have a wet weekend again, this would be number 27 or 28, it's only going to be very early Saturday. The rest of the weekend looks great. Our MoCast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor. A warm afternoon. Skywatchers in the 80s. Clinton 85, Cassville 83, Mike and New Hartford 86, Fairfield 86, Worcester 87, Cooperstown, Stewart with 86. This cold front arrives tonight. Showers, thunderstorms, strongest south of the Mohawk Valley. Looking at overnight lows in the low 60s. On and off showers on Friday. I think we're going to have a couple of rounds of rain, one in the morning through thunderstorms in the afternoon. Temperatures will be in the mid 70s. Showers will be around into early Saturday before things dry out. Showers tonight, low of 63. Scattered thunderstorms tomorrow, 75. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Showers to start the weekend, but the weather does clear out. We're in the mid-70s Saturday and Sunday. Sunday looks to be the better of the two weekend days. Widespread storms return Monday and Tuesday. Sunshine Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be right back.
Should hold out for the rest of this party, right, Bill?
It should. We're looking at pretty quiet weather for this evening for a good portion of central New York. I am getting a clearer picture as to what's going to be happening here over the next couple of hours. These storms to the west, the strongest storms will track south of the Mohawk Valley. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings out towards Ithaca. This is even south of Syracuse, and these are going pretty much due east, if not having an east-southeast component to this. So we're expecting any strong weather to happen south of the Mohawk Valley, and they did extend severe thunderstorm watch now in effect for Madison, Shenango, and Otsego County until 11 o'clock this evening. So the southern valleys could get couple of stronger storms, but again, the rest of us will not. 80 degrees, the current temperature. It's been a beautiful day. We'll be tracking a few scattered showers and storms heading into tonight and tomorrow. Most of the weekend's rain-free, but it does start out wet on Saturday. Comfortable temperatures ahead. So we're tracking those storms moving across the Mohawk Valley this evening. I'll have a look at how the weekend forecast shapes up coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Senior Skip Day turned.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking thunderstorms to the west. A lot of these will pass south of the Mohawk Valley, at least the brunt of these storms. Let's take a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The wet weather to the west is still a few hours away. A lot of this arrives near sunset. And again, the current track is going to take the bulk of this south of the Mohawk Valley. There are multiple severe thunderstorm warnings with these. These storms are packing a punch, up to 70-mile-an-hour winds, heavy rain. Again, this is all moving to the east. As we get closer to sunset, I do expect some of these storms to weaken, but again, if you live in the southern valleys, Madison, Shenango, Otsego County, be on the lookout for some stronger weather closer to sunset. Those of us in the Mohawk Valley and North Country, this is generally going to miss our area. We could have a few rumbles of thunder in all of central New York heading into tonight as the cold front itself approaches. A lot of this is ahead of the cold front. Another chance for storms tomorrow. Again, like today, the risk for severe weather is relatively low. Gusty winds, locally heavy rain possible. Looks like the best chance of this happening would be the afternoon in terms of any thunderstorms. A reminder, you can always download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. You can get instant alerts along with notifications if heavy rain or lightning is nearby. A big story today, the change in humidity. The dew point's way up. We're up to 65. It feels humid out there. And that humidity is going to drop as that cold front moves through. It is muggy tomorrow, but we will not notice the humidity heading into the weekend. Wanted to give a shout out to Cooperstown Elementary. Got a chance to visit the kids today. We got a chance to talk about weather. And again, they were really fascinated with weather satellites. 83 degrees in Whitesboro, Barneveld 80 degrees, Norway 83, Jeff and Mohawk 84, Worcester, Carroll checks in with 87. This cold front rolls through tonight. Again, the strongest weather south of the Mohawk Valley. Showers, maybe a rumble of thunder possible overnight. Temperatures drop into the low 60s. Friday starts out wet. We'll have multiple rounds of rain. Looks like there will be a few pop-up thunderstorms in the afternoon, too. So not the greatest day. Showers will linger into the start of the weekend. Saturday starts out wet, but then we'll get a chance to dry out. Showers tonight, low of 63. Scattered showers and storms tomorrow, highs in the mid-70s. Storm Tracker 2's 7-day forecast. Showers early Saturday, 76. We'll get a chance to dry out late in the day. Partly sunny skies Sunday, 75. Widespread storms expected Monday and Tuesday. We'll see sunshine return in dry weather Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be right back.
Look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. We had some, I don't want to say severe weather, but some hefty storms come through very southern tip of Otsego County.
Yeah, some pretty strong storms for sure. We had some hail reports, actually some pretty decent sized hail. This is got as big as ping pong ball sized hail in the very southern part of Otsego County. This is Unadilla from Allison Barnes, and again, some hail. That storm moved across the southern part of Otsego County. Some wind damage closer to the Binghamton area, but again, definitely packed a punch. That was the exception rather than the rule. We're taking a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, strong weather continues across southern Otsego County, but it entirely missed the Mohawk Valley and North Country, and things are looking quiet in these areas as we head into tonight. 70 degrees, the current temperature. It is warm. It's still pretty humid out there, dew point 62. We're tracking a cold front that moves in from the west tonight. We'll see a few more showers from that. A few scattered thunderstorms on Friday as this front stalls over the region. That could also bring some showers to the area early Saturday. But in general, the weather does improve as we head into the weekend. Another good night to run the air conditioner. It's another humid night ahead. Overnight lows in the low 60s. I'm tracking, again, some wet weather ahead. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Thank you, Bill. It's a day many thought would never.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We're continuing to track some strong thunderstorms in the southern half of our area. Across southern Otsego County, severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 10:30. This includes Delaware County, Schoharie County, but again, it's the very southern part of Otsego County. A lot of lightning now starting to move to the east of Oneonta. There's also a flash flood warning in the very southwestern quadrant of Otsego County. So this is just north of Sidney. There's been some very, very heavy rain in this area, and there could be some flooding heading down towards the Binghamton area. So it's just something to keep in mind. We have the chance for a few thunderstorms tomorrow, and the risk for severe weather is low, but it's not zero. Could see some gusty winds, locally heavy rain tomorrow too. Again, the better risk would be south of Utica, but it's not all that high. Again, as the weather continues to become more active heading into the summer, and if you want a way to get weather warnings to your phone, an easy way to do it is to download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. You also get alerts on notifications when lightning is nearby or heavy rain. Ride for Missing Children's tomorrow. Unfortunately, the weather's not looking great. We're tracking showers, scattered storms, especially in the afternoon. High temperatures in the low 70s. We saw a lot more humidity today. Our comfort index, the dew point, got into the mid 60s. It felt very humid. We're not going to be dealing with that as much going forward. The humidity drops. It stays pretty low heading into the weekend. Looking at the big picture, against showers, thunderstorms continue to move to the east of central New York tonight. Again, the worst of it was across the southern valleys. Heading into tonight, few lingering showers. Overnight lows drop down into the low 60s. Tomorrow, showers in the morning, a few pop-up thunderstorms in the afternoon. High temperatures climb into the mid 70s. This weather system, this front stalls, and it also could give us some rain showers into early Saturday, but things do look to clear out Saturday afternoon. The weather looks to improve. High temperatures climb into the low 70s. Showers tonight, low of 63. Tomorrow, a few scattered storms expected. especially in the afternoon. 75 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Some scattered showers early Saturday, 76. We're looking at dry weather Sunday, 75. Most of the weekend looks pretty nice. Showers, thunderstorms expected Monday and Tuesday. Dry weather, sunshine Wednesday and Thursday.
So just got to watch out for these storms tomorrow. Nothing too bad.
Right.
All righty. Thank you, Bill. What a fantastic day it was to launch one of the big casts. With Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis, we had some thunderstorms roll through parts of the area. Southern Otsego County, right?
Southern Otsego County got hit pretty hard tonight.
We had some hail.
Yeah, this is hail the size of ping pongs in Unadilla. This picture from bridge along Covered Bridge Road in Unadilla by Allison Barnes. So pretty significant weather. This all missed the Mohawk Valley. But again, it did bring some pretty strong weather to Otsego County, especially the southern part of the county. A lot of thunder and lightning, too, a really good lightning show across the southern valleys tonight. Those storms are continuing to move out of the area. There's some locally heavy rain that continues across Otsego and Chenango counties. But again, across most of our area, those storms were a clear miss. Clear conditions at Griffis and Rome, 68 degrees. It's still pretty humid out there, dew points in the low 60s. We are tracking more scattered showers and storms as we head into Friday. A wet start to the weekend, but the weather does look to dry out. We're looking at comfortable temperatures ahead along with lower humidity. Tonight, an uncomfortable night for sleeping. You might need to leave the fan on going to bed. Overnight lows only in the low to mid 60s. Again, tracking some unsettled weather heading into the start of the weekend. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. It's a day many thought.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. I'm continuing to track showers and a few thunderstorms that are rolling across the southern valleys this evening. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We'll zoom in and show you that Otsego County still getting some thunder and lightning and some heavy rain. There is a flash flood warning in effect for the very southern part, the southwestern part of Otsego County. This is just north of Sydney, out towards the Binghamton area. So if you're traveling down Route 8, eventually you're going to run into some of this really heavy rain tonight. And again, it could be causing some issues. Severe weather risk tomorrow looks overall low, but it's not zero. We're tracking a couple of pop-up thunderstorms in the afternoon that could produce some locally heavy rain and gusty winds. Again, we'll continue to keep an eye on that. Throughout the summer season, if you want instant alerts to your phone, weather alerts, I know tonight, if you have our Storm Tracker 2 weather app, you would have gotten several alerts from those storms across the southern valleys. And you can also get alerts for lightning and heavy rain. Again, it's easy to do. You can download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Ride for Missing Children's tomorrow. Unfortunately, it looks unsettled. We're tracking showers around in the morning, some pop-up thunderstorms in the afternoon. Temperatures climb into the low 70s. Humidity on the rise. That's the biggest change today compared to yesterday. Our comfort index is feeling humid today. It starts to lower tomorrow. It feels muggy, and it turns a lot more comfortable heading into the weekend as a cold front rolls through. Cold front moves through tonight. Scattered showers and storms, primarily south of the Mohawk Valley. Overnight lows drop down into the low 60s. Tomorrow morning, we start out with some showers, cloudy skies. A few pop-up thunderstorms are possible in the afternoon. High temperatures in the low to mid 70s. Chance of a shower early Saturday. Otherwise, the majority of the weekend is shaping up to be pretty nice. In fact, I think most of it looks dry. Believe it or not, high temperatures Saturday and Sunday in the mid 70s. Showers tonight, low 63. Rain tomorrow, scattered storms in the afternoon, 75 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Should we find a way to escape showers Saturday morning, it would be a dry weekend. The first one that we would have had in 27, 28 weekends. Showers, thunderstorms Monday and Tuesday, temperatures in the 70s. We dry out, we'll see sunshine Wednesday and Thursday.
Saturday and Sunday are already looking better than last week. Last week was a washout.
Yeah,
we can get out and do
better.
a lot of stuff this week.
Far better this weekend, for
All right,
sure.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bill. What a fantastic day it was today.